All right, guys. So Texans lose yesterday with the score of 25-9. I wanted to get into what I saw and then what do I expect coming. I'll start with the man that's pictured here in the photo, Mr. Will Anderson Jr. He looked absolutely great. He had 6 pressures yesterday on the QB, which also Jalen Carter from the Eagles had 6 pressures on the QB yesterday as well. For both of those guys, that's the most by any rookie in their first game since Nick Bosa did it back a few years back. So, I mean, and we all know how good Nick Bosa's been. So, not saying these guys are going to be Nick Bosa, but impressive starting game, especially on the road against Baltimore with that offense, all the misdirection that they're able to do with Lamar Jackson in the run game. The receivers that the Ravens have are just deep as hell. OBJ, Flowers looks amazing. So, I mean, that was a tough Ravens offense that they were playing yesterday. And speaking of just the defense in whole, I thought for the first half of the game, the Texans defense looked elite. I mean, like this is the calling card of what's going to be the DeMeco Ryan era of Texans football. I mean, we know he's a defensive guy. We know the kind of defenses he had over with the 49ers, and we know that we were going to see an improvement. And the first half, I mean, the score was 7-6. It was a great first half by the defense. They had a couple turnovers, and they were just shutting the Ravens' offense down, to be frank. And then, Petrie gets injured on the last play of defense in the first half, had a bruised lung, coughing up blood, and fortunately he had to be out of the game. You now have 2 backup safeties because Ward wasn't playing either, and just it started going downhill from there. And I'm sure the defense was gassed because as I'm going to get into with the offense, I mean, they just weren't able to sustain many drives throughout, and eventually the defense is going to get gassed if the offense can't stay on the field and score and have some long drives go their way. As for the offense, I'm going to start up front. The offensive line, absolutely terrible, and I get it. You got 3 offensive linemen that are injured, 3 starting offensive linemen, and then one of your backup offensive linemen also gets injured, and now you got a 3rd stringer in there. So, and I believe that guy who came in sometime, I think it was in the 3rd or 4th quarter, immediately gives up a sack fumble. So, I mean, it's hard to do anything when you don't have an offensive line. I mean, just look at college football in the SEC. Everything's built around the linemen. Everything else revolves around the linemen. If you don't have linemen, you don't have anything, because you're just going to get pressure all day long, and they're going to stack the box, and then they're going to say, try to pass it on us. And you're not going to have any time to pass if you're C.J. Stroud because they can't block, or there's always an extra person. I mean, we got to figure it out with this line, and if the line doesn't get figured out, nothing's going to happen this year. That being said, when the line could block, I thought C.J. Stroud looked dang impressive. He completed 63% of his passes. I do believe that he was passing too much, so I'm going to say this. Game 1, I'm not a fan of the play calling. Okay, and I get we got a rookie play caller back there, on the sidelines. This is his first time, but Dameon Pierce only 11 carries. That's not enough. He was running, I believe, 3.5, 3.6 yards a carry. And Pierce gets going as the game goes. I mean, he's a workhorse. He's a grinder. He's a pounder. He beats up on the defense. He's hard to tackle. So the more you run him, the harder he's going to be to tackle. Then he's going to be more likely to break big runs. And so only giving him the ball 11 times with a rookie quarterback on the road and having the rookie quarterback throw 44 times, that's unacceptable. I mean, you got to be able to have some sort of a run game, especially when the game was 7-6 at halftime. I mean, there should have been a lot more runs. Anyway, the C.J. Stroud and the Texans started, moving the ball pretty well and having some good drives, but it comes back to the offensive line. Every time we were picking up a, third down and getting a first down, or we'd have a nice big play or decent-sized play, here comes the offensive line to ruin the day again, because so many holding calls on plays that we were successful on, and just ended drives, stalled drives, get us into third and 15s, first and 20s, second and 17s. I mean, those are just drive killers, and it happened way too often. And so even when Stroud wasn't running for his life and getting hit immediately, and he'd actually have time and look good, he'd still get screwed over by the line because there'd be a holding call. So, but throwing 44 times and not having a pick, I think that's pretty impressive. 63% of his passes, like I said earlier. I'm impressed by him, but he needs some protection. Absolutely needs some protection. So, we need to figure this offensive line stuff out, because I picked this team to go 9-8, and from what I saw, this team can go 9-8. I did pick them to lose to the Ravens, so I'm not surprised. But they're going to go 9-8. This defense can definitely get them to 9-8 from what we saw. Comes down to the offense. Offensive line has to get fixed if this team will get there. Because what I saw from Stroud, I think he's capable. We know Dameon Pierce is capable in the run game, but the play calling has to be better. Again, can't have 44 passes by a rookie quarterback. Got to have more than 11 rushes for Dameon Pierce. Okay? And so play calling's got to get better. Offensive line needs to get healthy and better. If those two things happen, I think that my prediction of 9-8 can definitely still hold true, because they got a weak schedule this year. And I don't think the AFC South's going to be great. Like I said, Titans didn't look great. Jacksonville was, they won, but it was a tough game for them versus the Colts. I don't think the Colts are going to be that great. We'll see. We're facing the Colts this week, so who knows? Anyway, let me know what you guys think of the first game and what you think is going to be coming in the future with the team. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Go Texans. By the way, I will be at the Texans' first home game. I will be trying to interview some Texans fans that are there in the parking lot with me. I'm going to be in the blue lot. So if you want to come try to get on the channel and talk and meet, just let me know in the comments, or you can DM me. I'll try to get to you. Anyway, go Texans.